Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. I was too busy applying sunblock. So the purpose of sunscreen is to protect from the sun's UV light. There are two types of UV rays that the sun emits that are very harmful to our skin. There's UVA and UVB. Most sunscreen actually only protects against UVB, and the SPF that we see on our sunscreen products are actually only referring to UVB light protection. UVA light is one of the most damaging types of rays that can come from the sun. It is attributed to 90% of the wrinkles in our skin as we age and increases our risk of skin cancer. So to get an idea of what people really think about sunscreen, we decided to interview an innocent bystander. Follow me. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So what does SPF stand for?
Sun protection formula?
SPF stands for Sun Protection Factor. So even though SPF refers to UVB light protection, we often overlook the effects of UVA light. So when looking for a sunscreen that works best, it's obviously better to use a broad spectrum sunscreen that protects against UVA and UVB light. For example, this Banana Boat sunscreen protects against UVA and UVB. Lisa, if you're trying to get tan, do you wear sunscreen?
Sure.
Sure? Do you think that it'll give you the maximal tan that you need?
I think the lower the SPF, the better tan.
So what's the best SPF level for you to choose? Do you think it's true that the higher the SPF, the more protection you have? The level of your SPF actually indicates how long you're protected from burning in the sun. An easy conversion factor for you to remember for how often you have to reapply sunscreen. So how often do you reapply sunscreen if you want to get a tan but not burn?
Every hour maybe?
Take the number of minutes it usually takes for you to start burning times the SPF level. For example, it takes me 10 minutes before I start to burn, and I'm using SPF 15 sunscreen, which means I have 150 minutes of protected sun exposure before I have to reapply. SPF 15 is just fine for most people. But if you have fair skin, a family history of skin cancer or other skin conditions, or are generally just a paranoid person, go ahead and stick to the higher SPF. So how do you find a sunscreen that has UVA protection but isn't blatantly stated on the front of the sunscreen? Well, you can look on the back of the ingredients, and if it contains any of the 5 ingredients that protects against UVA rays, you'll be covered. The 5 ingredients are a camsole, avobenzene, oxybenzone, titanium dioxide, and zinc oxide. Did I get that right?
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
It is definitely a feat to remember all 5 of those ingredients, so I recommend that you use a fun little acronym to remember. For example, eccentric anteaters overtake the zoo. Shout out to my UC Irvine peeps.
Zot! Zot! Zot!
Choosing the right sunscreen for you is almost as important as choosing the right braces color based on the season. If you're wondering why I switched to the water, it's because I dropped my script in the pool. I recommend... Salvage! Lucky for me, I applied water-resistant sunscreen prior. If you're a particularly active person, or like swimming often, or just a sweaty mofo, I highly recommend that you use sweat-resistant sunscreen. Armpit check. Looking dry. Alright. Oh, come on! When applying sunscreen, make sure to get those ignored areas, like the tips of your ears, your feet, the back of your legs, and if you have one, a bald spot. Ain't no shame! For proper sunscreen application, apply 15 to 30 minutes prior to going out in the sun. Don't skimp on it, make sure to apply thoroughly.
Safety first!
On cloudy, overcast days, 80% of dangerous UV rays still make it through the clouds. So make sure to apply. And remember, most of the people watching this, you live in California. Why not soak up the sun, but do so safely? That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.